You found Orangeburg's home for sports, ESPN Orangeburg, 1580 AM and 92.9 FM.
Welcome. I am Malcolm Gamble from ESPN Orangeburg, and today we are here with Coach Terrence T. Jenkins, head coach of the Lady Panthers basketball team. Coach, I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me again, Malcolm.
Now, before we get into Coach T, let's talk about Terrence T. Jenkins, the student athlete at Claflin University. Now, I read that you won the 2001-2002 Kappa Alpha Psi David M. Dupree Athletic Award, which is awarded to the student athlete with the highest GPA in the Southeast. With Claflin being a top 10 critically acclaimed HBCU academically, can you talk about balancing athletics with academics?
Well, the biggest key is I tell the student athletes all the time, you can't have one without the other. If you're talking about, basketball is only going to take you so far. And so you definitely got to get that degree, and that's winning a national championship when it comes to Coach T. Of course, we want to go out and compete each and every night, but getting that degree is a national championship for life.
Hey, man, that's some powerful stuff. Shortly after you graduated Claflin University, you went in assistant coaching the men's team for about 13 years, to now in your second year as head coach of the women's team. Can you talk about the transition from the men's game to the women's game?
But the transition has been smooth and exciting, and at times, you kind of second guess yourself. Sometimes, you're like, oh, am I in the right locker room? But at every day, I feel delighted and grateful to be able to coach these young ladies, because coaching a young man was a great long journey for me. But this short honeymoon stage coaching the young ladies has also been exciting in this short term.
And a follow-up question on that, Coach T. Man, you hear names like Caitlin Clark, Hannah Hidalgo, Malaysia Fulwiley, and we have our own stars as well. Can you speak on the growth and the spike in engagement on the overall women's game?
Oh, man, the women's game has grown. Being on the men's side and playing men's basketball my whole life and always watching women's basketball, you always kind of look there like, okay, they don't have dunking, they don't have the alley hoops and stuff like the men's game. But at the end of the day, I always have respect for the game, because as a women's basketball coach, you have to know what you're doing, and you have to get the young ladies to buy in, because there's no easy way where you can just throw the ball up at the basket and dunk it in. So the young ladies have to be fundamentally sound, and watching the USCs and the Iowas, the last couple of years has been really exciting, and that's what we bring in here at Claflin as well.
So in your first season, Coach T, you go 12-14, 5-12 in CIAA play, to a major leap in your second season as the Lady Panthers have secured the second place spot in the CIAA Southern Division. What are your most noticeable differences from year one and year two?
Biggest key is, I don't take this moment for granted. Like you say, last year we kind of had our ups and downs, and coming into this year, the biggest thing is the togetherness. I tell the young ladies all the time, you came here as teammates, but you can leave here as sisters. So the biggest thing is we always want to preach togetherness, and that's been the biggest thing from day one. They're always together in the cab, they're always together in the gym. They always just got that camaraderie all the time, and so that's been the biggest key, is leading on the court.
Coach T, the powerful tandem of Nia Morris and Lauren Scott have multiple CIAA player and Defensive Player of the Week awards. These two young ladies combined for nearly half of the team's scoring, but the stat that stands out to me the most, personally, is the fact that they combined, they're averaging 5 steals a game. Can you talk about their growth on the court and how it has impacted the Lady Panthers?
Well, the biggest key is, the young ladies have committed to the defensive end, and that's what they've been able to get out and get easy buckets here and there. But their teammates have brought into each other, and it kind of like, have branched off to those two getting more baskets. But at the end of the day, it's really their teammates that's making the game a whole lot more easier for them.
At times last season, the Lady Panthers offense seemed a bit stagnant. Well, in this season, your team averages 5 more assists than they did last year. Was that a focal point in training camp?
Yeah, definitely. I tell the young ladies we need 18 to 20 assists a game, on any level. If you get 18 to 20 assists a game, you're going to probably win that game. And so with the addition of 3 point guards, 1 junior college transfer, Jasmine Jeffries, and 2 freshmen, local kids from Columbia, South Carolina, and Charleston, Kennedy Rivers and Tootie Floyd. They've been doing really good of getting our scores to basketball in the right spots.
Destiny Coleman, the grad forward from Columbia, South Carolina, leads this team in rebounds and blocks. How important is her aggression in the paint?
Well, the biggest key is coming into this season in our one-on-ones, I told Destiny she had to be a whole lot more aggressive in the paint, and she has answered the call where, she's trying to, clean the glass, or where trying to be that anchor in the middle on defense, and so it's been paying off for her.
The Lady Panthers had a chance to get the first spot in the CIAA Southern Division, but they suffered a crushing overtime defeat at the hands of Fayetteville State University. This had all the makings of a CIAA tournament game. How do you feel like you could better equip your players to handling late game situations?
Biggest key is, I have to be better. I have to be better as a coach. It starts from the top. And so, rebounding, executing it on the defensive end. I think the last couple of weeks, our defense has been really, really good, but we haven't been able to finish possessions. So rebounding will be real big in the next couple of days, and getting to the free throw line. At this time of the season, you want to play bonus basketball. You want to be able to get to the line and get some easy points from there, and varying the basketball, because every possession, the game kind of slows down in late February, early March. So every possession counts. So you have to limit turnovers, take good shots, and rebound the basketball.
The CIAA tournament is approaching fast. During this final stretch of the season, what are some keys you are locking in on before heading to Baltimore?
Biggest key is, staying locked in. It's going to be a whole lot going on. Everybody got their own circle, telling them all different type of things. We just got to stay locked in as a unit and, come in the game, rebound, get to the free throw line, vary the basketball, and execute our offense, and we'll be fine.
Coach T, is there anything you want to say to the Panther Nation?
Biggest key is, continue to come out and support us all the way to the end. Like I told you young ladies last night after that crushing loss, you always want to go into the tournament with a win. So we're going up to Charlotte, to go get a win, and so we can go into the tournament to be ready for Thursday night to make sure that we got a championship run. And so we just need the Panther Nation to come out and continue to support us.
Hey, man, you heard it from Coach T. The Panthers are coming. I want to thank you, man.
Thanks. Thank you. Go Panthers.
This is Malcolm Gamble signing off from ESPN Orangeburg.